Got it? Go. All right. So one of the things I'm noticing, a lot of people, they're doing the deadlifts. They really can't figure out which one they're doing. They can't tell between doing the regular deadlift or the stiff-legged deadlift. And I'm going to show you the differences here because they make a big deal in what you're going to get out of the program. Also, when you're deadlifting, and I'm going to actually turn this way so you can see it. Okay. Either one, you want to make sure you're keeping this back in this neutral position in the spine. A lot of people, they'll deadlift and they'll round the back. So think of it like this. When you come forward this way, see, everything is where my hands are in my hips, everything's rotating around my hips. So you're going to have more emphasis on your glutes, your hamstrings, and then the low back kind of it's an isometric contraction, which basically it holds your spine in place. Okay, but once you round, everything is going to go around the low back, and you're going to multiply the pressure times 10 on your spine. So you want to keep that back neutral. Whether you do the regular deadlift or you pick the bar up off the floor, you kind of see how I get my butt down more, get my chest up and butt down. So my chest is always higher than my butt, and I lift that up off the ground. Okay, in here, reset myself. Even if I have to work myself into that position, I do that and get up, or I do the stiff-legged deadlift where I'm right in here, just like this, and I'm just focusing really on sticking my butt out and feeling the stretch on my hamstrings. So you're right down in there. That's the stiff-legged deadlift. You don't need, when you do the stiff-legged deadlift, you don't necessarily need to go all the way down to the ground. You just want to go as far as you can go and keep your low back from rounding, and that'll keep it on the hamstrings. So that's the two major ones. The regular deadlift with the wider, you go to the ground, you get your butt down, butt stays up, butt stays down lower than the chest. Okay, or you go with the stiff-legged, where again you're just doing this sort of hip hinging deal, keeping those back muscles contracted to keep your back in the right position, spine in the right position, and you're coming up and down with that. Okay. There's also the sumo. I don't want to get too much into the sumo, but with sumos, I always think sumo wrestlers. Sumo wrestlers take that big old giant stance there, wide stance, really wide stance. Hands are in close. Again, chest up, butt down, driving those feet into the ground. You can turn this side, of course, to open up your hips a little more, and that's all we're doing. But again, I'm looking at throwing my hips straight forward when I stand up, squeezing those glute muscles and bringing them down, keeping the chest high when I lower the bar.